All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Jazz Piano School podcast, episode number 184. Now, we're in the midst of a little bit of chaos, so I hope everyone's at home, staying safe, and I truly believe in moments like this, when the world is coming together to fight something that we're up against, like this virus, right? We need more music more than ever, right? Music is a cornerstone amongst the entire world. It brings people together, it gives them hope, gives them inspiration, motivation, smiles, warmth, and joy to the soul. So we're gonna keep doing what we always do here at Jazz Piano School and providing amazing jazz piano education. We also have plans to give some concerts, myself, my staff, and broadcast those out to everybody who's on our emailing list and anyone who wants to tune in if you guys see us on social media too. So just want to say that. With that being said, this episode is going to be brought to you by Trent Bryden, one of our another amazing staff educators, and he's going to be talking about the versatile crunch chord. And this is an amazing thing that Trent put together for us for this particular podcast. And the way he frames this and teaches on it is absolutely brilliant, and I love it. It's something I use on a day-to-day basis and teach my students, but I've never really framed it the way he does, and I think it's gorgeous, it's awesome. So you're truly gonna love this. Hope you guys enjoy. And with that being said, let's dive right into this episode.
What's up, everyone? This is Trent Bryden with Jazz Piano School. I'm really excited for today's podcast. I'm going to be showing you a chord that I like to call the crunch chord. And it's really versatile. You can use it in a lot of different situations. And that's why I'm so excited about this, because I think you'll really get a lot out of it. So whenever we dedicate time to internalizing musical material, it's really important to choose a lot of structures that are applicable to many common jazz situations. And this lesson focuses on one such structure that I've affectionately labeled the crunch chord. There's two main reasons why this voicing is so versatile. First, it contains two tritones, so it can be used on 4 different dominant chords. Second, it contains many different smaller chords within its overarching structure. So the relationships between these chords within the voicing create a unique harmonic texture that is useful for harmonizing any melody of your choosing. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The chord spelled from the bottom to the top in this key is B flat, D flat, E, G, A, C, all together. So as you can already tell right from the beginning, there's a lot of different chords contained within this voicing. The first way that I tend to look at it is as a B flat diminished chord on the bottom, even that G2, and then a C major 6 chord on the top, and then with both hands kind of and both chords sharing this E and G in the middle. So it sounds like that. Another way to look at it is an A7 chord starting on the 3 with a minor third out in either direction on top and bottom, which gives you the sharp 9 on top and the flat 9 on bottom. Same chord, 2 completely different ways of looking at it. And that's only if you look at all the notes. If you start taking away notes from that, like if you take the A out, then you've got a C major triad, and then the 7 and 9 in the left hand. And then if instead of playing that G and C, if you played the A, you get this, which I call the sunny side chord. But that's a really interesting way of thinking about it, because a lot of times people think of harmony as being additive, like what notes can I add to get this sound? But this way of doing it, you're thinking what notes can I take away to get this sound? So what I would challenge you to do is take this chord and see how many different chords you can find in between it by taking out notes. And figure out how you can use them. But that is not the overall point of this lesson. The point of this lesson is to figure out all the different ways we can use this chord as it is with all the voicing, all the notes in there. So the most important concept here is that there's two tritones that are contained within this chord. So first you've got the B flat and the E, which is the tritone of C and F sharp. And by tritone, I mean it's the tritone that contains the third and the seventh. It's the shell. It's the shell of both the C and the F sharp. The other tritone we have in there is the shell of both E flat 7 and A7. So those four different dominant chords, C, E flat, F sharp, and A, are all going to be viable chords to use this voicing on. So first, let's just see what they sound like just straight up as a dominant chord without anything else around it. So we'll start with the first one with the root on the top. So this is a C dominant 7 chord. It's from the bottom up, it's the 7, flat 9, 3, 5, 13, 1. Now with the E flat in the bass, it's now an E flat 7 chord with the 5, 7, flat 9, 3, sharp 11, 13. With the F sharp, it's 3, 5, 7, flat 9, sharp 9, sharp 11. So that's the most outside one, or with the most altered notes. Now over to A7, this is flat 9, 3, 5, 7, 1, sharp 9. Okay, so those might sound a little dissonant. Well, they do sound a little dissonant. They might sound a little too dissonant to you just as is, but when you put them in the context of a 2-5-1 progression, they start to make a little more sense. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice them through the 2-5-1s. So this first chord, the C7, that's the 5 of F. So we're going to do a 2-5-1 in F, and we're going to play the chord which will have the root on the top on that 5. So G minor 7, C7, F major. One more time. And then you can even keep this on the F. All right. Next one is E flat. So it's going to be the 13 on the top, or 6, whatever you want to call it. And this is going to be played over 2-5-1 in A flat major, because E flat is the 5 of A flat. So the first chord is a B flat minor 7 chord. All right. Next, we're going to do the F sharp 7. So that's the 5 of B. So it's going to be a 2-5-1 in B. First chord is a C sharp minor. sharp 7, B. See, you can start to see how that one, where before when you just play this, originally it sounded a lot more dissonant, but now that you've heard it in that context, it starts to sound like it makes a lot more sense. And again, just keep thinking about the fact that these are all the exact same notes in 4 totally different keys. Okay, so the last one is A7, which is the 5 of D. So we're going to play 2, 5, 1 in D. That starts with an E minor chord. And then the 5 is going to be that sharp 9. Okay, so we'll start here. E minor, A7, D major, with some rhythms that's... All right, so that's all the 2, 5, 1s when you go one chord through 4 different keys, one voicing through 4 different keys. Now we're gonna like invert that process and do 4 different voicings through 1 key. So let's just start with F, and then we're gonna on the 5 chord we're gonna do it through 4 times. So on the 5 chord we're gonna do each of these versions. So like one time we're going to land on the 1, so with the F on top, once on the 13 or 6, so with the D on top, once with the sharp 11, and once with the sharp 9. But all in the key of F. Okay, I just played those as if it was an F7, so we're going to play it in the key of F, so it's going to be a C chord. So this would be landing on the 1. This would be landing on the 13. This would be landing on the sharp 11. This would be the sharp 9. Sorry if I caused any confusion there, because I confused myself for a second. All right, here we go. Key of F. Here's the first one. We did this the first time. Okay, now we're going to land on the 13, which is this A here. So I'll start there too. Sharp 11 here, so I'd like to start a little lower so I can go up to it. That one sounds really good. All right, last one is sharp 9, so let's start on the 5. All right, so that is 4 voicings through 1 key. So that's using the chord, the crunch chord, in a functional context. Like over a dominant chord. The next step, you could do this step first if you want, I guess. Another step is to use it to harmonize melodies, any melody you want. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through a tune and play this chord under every melody note. And, there's going to be a lot of them that sound super dissonant. But the point is just you're getting the voicing under your fingers and you're going to hear it like over pretty much every possibility. And so that way where it's going to kind of sound good or where you're going to want to play it. It's like an outside-in approach to playing outside. So like an inside-out approach would be like to play through a tune and then think, oh, I want to be able to play outside here, and then you try to figure something out. This way, you're playing outside pretty much over the whole thing, and then you're, gonna dial it back and draw it back and kind of cover up some of those things that you learned that were outside but you're going to decide not to play them. So it's, to me, a much more holistic way of learning how to play outside. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to play through There Will Never Be Another You, the whole melody, just using this voicing. And when you do this, you really want this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to like jump to the chord as fast as I can with my hands and then make sure it's right and then play it. And so if you see me kind of like jumping and like moving my hands a little bit, it's because like I want to get there and see what my natural hand position is, and then consciously say, okay, I was off here by this note, I'm going to move it to here. So if you see that, that's what I'm doing. All right, here we go. I messed it up. Okay, that's a mental workout right there. So now what I'm going to do is play through the tune, using what I would normally play over it, and kind of insert this in wherever I feel like it. And you'll kind of see how this actually will naturally fit in after you've worked hard on being able to play it like that. All right, here we go. Okay, so now you can kind of see how it's actually worked into a tune, and how you might start to implement this. But if I really encourage you to download the practice materials that I put together. It's just one page that just kind of goes through this whole thing, but kind of summarizes it in a pretty good way so that you can start practicing this and start implementing it. And you can do this on any tune. You can practice these over any scale. Like you can practice it over a C major scale. What would this be? See, this is exactly why you do it. That's not correct. There. Practice over scales, patterns, whatever you want to do. But I really hope you enjoy this, and I hope you start looking for things like this that can apply to a lot of different situations. All right, have fun and happy practicing.
All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Go ahead and subscribe down below. We release a new podcast episode like the one you just saw every single Wednesday, and a new lick of the week every single Monday. And again, don't forget to go to jazzpianoschool.com to check out all of our amazing free education. All right, hope you guys have a fantastic and safe day. Stay at home, and as always, happy practicing.